Hi everyone, I just thought I would jump on today to make another short hair video. Today I wanted to talk about how to style thin, short, fine hair like mine, which has quite a bit of body now because I've had to work really hard at it. But how to style it because it can be one of the more difficult textures to deal with. It doesn't have the height or the body of thicker, wavier hair, although I'm pretty lucky. My hair's pretty wavy, so I do have that working for me. This is my hair without too much styling or anything like that. I'll talk about how you can get this look as well. I haven't always had short, thin hair, as I said before in some of my other videos, which I hope you will check out. I used to have a lot of really thick, really thick, heavy hair with a sort of uneven wave. And as I've talked about before, I've gone through chemotherapy, and a result of the chemotherapy was that my hair has come in much thinner. There's just much less of it. It's difficult to style. And apparently, these are just really common things for people with short, fine hair to go through. And so I've spent honestly about 2 years pretty much trying to learn how to deal with styling it, how to make it look better, more polished, more sleek. And it has been a serious process, a really long process. And I'm still learning. I mean, my hair probably looks better, a little bit better now than it did maybe 3 weeks ago because I'm styling it a little different. I changed the part from one side to another. And I openly admit that I use Rogaine to try and help make it thick because I have an issue with like a thinning part, and like I had this big bald spot now that's kind of growing in back here. Not so much fun, right? But there are lots of different ways to manage it. And so I'm going to talk about some of my favorite tips right now. Okay, so the first thing to talk about with trying to style fine short hair is volume, right? That's the hardest thing. Your hair can lie really flat or just look really lifeless. The key is you want to get something going at the roots. And so I've learned a pretty good technique for this, which I have watched honestly about, I'm going to say 100 YouTube videos to learn how to get some more volume in my hair. So let's just talk about washing. Okay, actually, you know what? Let's step back a little bit and talk about what you need before you even start blow drying your hair, which is to start in the wash. So I'm going to talk about one of my favorite products that I just discovered to really help get volume at the crown. And it's this crazy product. Have you ever seen anything like this or heard of something like this? Maybe you have, maybe you haven't. This is called Micro-Exfoliating Scrub. Gently removes flaky buildup, made from apricot seeds. So I definitely wanted to get something that didn't have plastic bits in it. I actually don't even know if they allow those anymore. That's terrible. I don't want to wash my hair with tiny plastic bits that go into the water supply. This has apricot seed, and I'm sure there's many reasons why this is not great for the environment either, but it does a really great job at scrubbing the dead stuff off your scalp, which I think is really helpful when you have thin hair. This was not too expensive. I'm sure you can get it at a drugstore, but you don't have to get this. I'm sure you could make your own. I'm sure there's lots of recipes for using like maybe kosher salt or sea salt and something. Just have a look. I'm sure you can make it without having to buy this product, but I bought this one. It works pretty well. I know that Lush, you know, that place that's really smelly, I guess is the way I would put it. It's really smelly, and you always see it at malls and stuff like that. Well, you can usually smell it from way further, way before you get there. They make one called, I think, Big, and that's just like some sort of goopy concoction, sort of like this. I'll let you see the texture there. And you just scrub it into your scalp. And then you wash your hair with whatever, shampoo you use and whatever conditioner you use after that. This is a similar thing. So what you do, first thing you do is you put this in your hair and you scrub it. And what that does is it will lift any of the, dead skin, I guess, products. That stuff can really weigh down your hair super easily when you have thin, fine hair. So I would say the number one thing is to start with a really clean scalp. This will help. I'm sure even just double shampooing your hair and just really getting in there with your fingers and scrubbing your scalp will help to lift some of that dead stuff, and just also seems to help to fluff up the hairs as well. The products that you use are important as well. So one of my favorite shampoos that I've discovered is this one. It's Bumble and Bumble thickening shampoo, but this is not, of course, the only thickening shampoo on the market. Just be careful though, because they can be a lot of the thickening shampoos can be a little drying. So you might have to try some different ones. I like this one. It's pricey. You know, none of these products are particularly inexpensive, but I love like luxury shampoos. It's one of my few luxuries. I think that they smell so nice. I don't know that they always work 1,000 times better, but I'm in it for the fragrance. I love that they are usually have a more of a delicate smell. To each their own though, and maybe that's not what you can afford. I'm sure there's something that's more affordable at the drugstore. There's just so many products out there. But yeah, just beware that volumizing shampoos often have a bit of a drying effect. So just keep that in mind. One that I love that does not have any drying effect, another pricey purchase, is this one, Angel Wash shampoo for fine colored hair. My hair is not colored, but my hairdresser suggested it to me because it's gentle. And it is really gentle and it smells nice. And you know what? When you have fine, short, thin hair, this will last you a long time. I've had this over 6 months now. Because you just don't need a lot of shampoo when you don't have a lot of hair, and it's short. You don't need nearly as much shampoo. They make a conditioner as well. The Kevin Murphy conditioner that goes along with this looks almost exactly the same. It's just the shade is a slightly darker pink. That stuff's amazing. I ran out. I don't have any more. I just have a tiny bit of this, but I'm definitely gonna go back and get more of it. It works really well. So those are some of my favorite wash things to use in the shower for styling fine and short hair. And so what I do when I get out is I let it air dry as much as I can. So you'll find that even just letting it air dry in a towel, when it's just all sort of swooped up like that, you can have another look at my video to see what my hair looks like fresh out of the wash after it's been air drying for a while. I will link to that video. It's about what my hair looks like now that it's been 2 years since I've done chemotherapy. It's big, right? So after you come out of the shower and you let it air dry in a towel, that will add some good volume. And then the next thing you can do is just grab your blow dryer. I don't have a fancy Dyson or any kind of, this was like an inexpensive drugstore dryer, and I think I paid $22 for it. And I do use this, although, you know, you could take it or leave it, but I just like that this focuses a bit more. It's not essential though. And I don't use a big round brush. A lot of people swear by like a big round vented brush. And the truth of the matter is I just do not want to buy another brush. I have so many brushes as it is. My hair is not very long. I find for hair that's this length and shorter, a small brush is the brush that you need. This is a brush I had from the Body Shop for ages. And I find it works just fine. So what you want to do when you're trying to add volume, because that's really the thing, right? When you're trying to style fine, short hair, is that if you don't build volume here, you will just get volume maybe here instead, and that's not going to look great. That's going to look very flat on the top and puffing out on the sides. That's not the look that you're going for. You want it to have more volume up here in the crown and less volume down at the sides. Or you don't want to do that. That's cool too. You want to get it nice and sleek. That's the other way that you can do it. So no volume, which will require more product. And maybe that'll be a video for another time. I don't really love the sleek look. I find that you need a lot of makeup to counterbalance a really, really sleek look in your hair. You know, you don't have to do anything, but it works much better with strong eyebrows, strong makeup, maybe a strong lip. And I don't love wearing lipstick, so I don't tend to, because I think like sleek hair and bold lipstick look amazing together. I'm usually too lazy for that whole thing, and I don't love to have lipstick on my lips all day. So I don't. If you have a bit of volume in your hair, that really softens your looks, and I find you can wear a little less makeup. Do you agree or disagree? I don't know. Leave me a comment and let me know. Maybe you think I'm crazy. But yeah, I find that the more voluminous my hair is, the less polished and less makeup I have to wear. That's just me. Everybody's different. So anyhow, yeah, back to hair drying. I'm not going to put this dryer on because I don't want to blast you with, like, you know what a blow dryer sounds like. I hope. So what you want to do is you just want to go, when you're drying, you want to go this way, okay? Gently, gently, gently. Maybe even twist it a bit, right? So you want to get this all going in one direction. Then a tip that I learned is then you want to go in the other direction. Sorry, I'm not doing this right. You change hands and you change brush side and change your sides, and then you go in the other direction. That will give you a lot of lift. But honestly, the most lift that I'm getting from my roots right now, I swear, is this product. It works really, the one I was just talking about, this scrub seemed to really clean off my scalp and just help really get a lot of lift. I haven't really needed to even use product. Amazing. I think that coupled with the B&B thickening really, really helps to give you that much needed lift. But there are tricks. If you're still not getting lift after that and you're still struggling to style your hair because this is falling during the day, what you can use is this got to be volumizing styling powder. This stuff is amazing, but I really caution you not to use too much of it. Just follow the directions. It says to use just like a little bit on your hand, 10 seconds to volume, shake a small amount into the palm of your hands and rub together. And when I say small amount, like the size of like a quarter, start with that. It does a crazy volumizing job. And sometimes I've just tipped it into my hair and then tried to stop. Don't do that. It kind of doesn't feel the best when you put too much in. It feels fine when you just use a little amount and really do rub it through your fingers and then rub it all through your hair. That should work really well. The other thing that I would suggest is when you've got a hairstyle you kind of like and you want to keep it. Mine kind of naturally fell into the shape because, like I said, with my hair dryer and my brush, I was just making sure to sort of round it off a little bit at the edges, and I didn't do too much. I have a little bit of body in my hair, so that tends to help. For a while there, it just seemed really flat, and I'll talk about that in a second. But once you've got it sort of the way you like it, you want to use a really nice hairspray. It doesn't have to be an expensive one, but you want to use a good hairspray, and you want to go through the hair. And people make this mistake where they just spray the top. Do you like my sound effects? They just spray the top. That's not going to work. You got to go under, right? That's where you want to hit it to make sure that the volume stays under the hair, not over the top. We've all made this mistake because we see people just like in commercials, just like spraying the top of their head like crazy. That's just going to weigh that down. Don't spray the top. Go from underneath, spray, and then push it back down the way you want, and it will stay much better. The other thing I wanted to talk about was parting your hair. So another thing I've discovered for styling fine and short hair is that maybe you do, but maybe you don't want to have such a definite part in your hair. I was really trying to style it with a really sort of very straight, perfect looking part. And that's not the best look for really fine hair because if anything, it just makes you can see the scalp a lot better. And so I find with this more diffuse part, it just looks a lot better and a lot softer. And the way that I do that is I just don't part it. Like after the shower, I just, like I said, I put it straight up and dry it. And I do not part my hair at any point. I use that technique that I show you for combing this way and then combing the other way while drying it. And then I just make sure that this is nice and diffuse. So if you look, there's no straight part line. You know, that can backfire a bit though. If you can see a lot of scalp, then I would suggest using topic fibers, which I've talked about. It's just something, and I'll link to below. You just shake that into your hair, right? And then you pat it down, and so you won't see through to the scalp. Yeah, big hair. I don't tease my hair. You can. You do see a lot, and I know that there's other videos for short, fine hair showing you about teasing your hair. I mean, you can. I haven't found that I needed to because my scalp once I got my scalp really clean, it helped the hair, which is fine and soft, stay up more, if that makes sense. So I would definitely just start with your washing routine and see if that helps at all, right? I find also when you have finer, shorter hair, you have to wash your hair a little more often. I know it's a thing right now to be like, I didn't wash my hair for like a week. I don't really find that works that well. Maybe it does for you. Definitely let me know if you have really fine, thin hair, if you're getting away with like long periods between washes. I totally am not. I can push it to about maybe 3 days. And if you use this powder, yes, you can get to 3 days. This stuff absorbs oil, so you can get that extra day or so if you really need it, I find. But after that, it starts to just feel icky or just hard to manage. I just find like there's diminishing results after the second day, and so then I have to start washing again. But since I started using particularly the scalp scrub, I found that really, really helpful. And like I said, you don't have to buy one. Learn how to make one. I'm sure you can go into Google and find a recipe, or go into YouTube and find a ton of other recipes for that stuff, or get the one from Lush. It's really nice. I've used that in the past. This one I got at the dollar store. I don't usually buy my hair supplies there, but I saw it and I'm like, I should just grab this and try it. I'm loving it. I think it makes a huge amount of difference. All right, everyone. I think that's all that I have to say about styling short and fine hair, and I really hope this is helpful. Definitely please hit that subscribe button for more videos like this. You know, my specialty, I do lots of different types of videos, but my specialty really is hair videos. I hope that you subscribe and you do not miss the next one. Thanks, everyone, and be sure to give me a like if you enjoyed this video. Bye!